This is going to go horribly, I'm sure. But here we go. First official Golf Talk Wednesday. Bella is the first one here. Let's go. Big golfer. Bella is a big golfer. Number 3 amateur in Ireland, in Scotland. I won't even make jokes. Bella. I was going to set up a whole backstory for Bella, but okay. So we're going to, yeah, we're going to make Bella Irish today. Scots love that, right? But seriously, we're going to try to go over some golf news, some golf talk. I love talking stats. I've been a stats guy since the first day I played golf. I wanted to know what all the numbers mean. Just don't call you English. Okay, Bella. Got it. Because that's what I would probably do mistakenly. Because I just think EU all the same. Because I don't, it's too confusing for me. There's too many. Even Ireland is north, and I don't know, Northern Ireland does not like Ireland, which is crazy to me. But everybody's got their reasons. I like everybody. Actually, no, I dislike everybody the same. So we got that going for us. Yeah, so basically I was going to go over a few things today. I was going to do my first, 6-7 months into my return to golf. Recap my 2024 year, go over some equipment stuff that I have been playing with and what my plans are for 2025. Go over some PGA Tour stats for the year, comparing those to when I was at my peak in the David Duval era, 98, 99. Kind of interesting to look at how the game has changed, but not changed. So, yeah, I guess we start. Do we start with stats? Do we wait for people to get here? What do you do with these golf things when all my Twitch people are showing up, but they're Fortnite people. They're not golf nuts. We need some golf nuts over here on Twitch. So I'm live on Twitch and YouTube. Hopefully the YouTube crowd has noties on and they will show up, because doing golf talk live with nobody to talk to doesn't work so well. But anyways, we'll go over the boring stuff first. We'll go over the changes I've made to my equipment coming back to golf. I was a very, very good long iron player. So I'd always played basically 1 iron to sand wedge, 1 iron, 2 iron, something in there, and then 3 to wedge, 2 additional wedges, usually a 52, 56. Never really cared for 60s. I think they're a waste of a golf club. I think if you can't do everything with a 58 that you can do with a 60, or a 56 that you can do with a 60, then you need to practice more. Having 6 wedges in the bag like Bryson is really odd to me. He does cover his bag well, though, because, I mean, his wedge goes pitching wedge, or his longest wedge is like most people's 7 iron. So that's where I'm struggling right now with equipment. I'm struggling to get strong enough lofts on a forgiving enough head that I'm not launching the ball way too high with way too much spin. I've got a different swing. I'm not as steep as a lot of people are. I've always launched the ball incredibly high with a lot of spin. So my struggle since I was 17 years old was getting spin off the ball. Bella's taking notes. I love it. So yeah, I've struggled with equipment my entire life. I got fitted by the guy who did Nick Faldo's equipment back in the 90s, and he had my 3-iron at like 19 degrees, pitching wedge at 40 degrees, but when he bent them, that introduced offset, which I hated the look of. And he put me in a really, really, really heavy shaft. You don't know Nick Faldo? Come on. You got to know Nick Faldo. Sir Nick Faldo. You're an honorary Brit. Sir Nick Faldo. Legend with the ladies. But yeah, so that's been my equipment struggle this year. I just stumbled on the Kirkland irons, which I yanked the shafts out of, made a 1-length set. Surprisingly, they have very little offset, so I was able to play with the lofts a little bit without making them look horrible to my eye. I've played around with the idea of going 2-iron to 8-iron, dropping the 9 in wedge, kind of. But it's a weird mental. It's just a weird mental for me to be like, okay, my 8-iron is 42 degrees and only goes the distance of everybody else's pitching wedge. And I feel like it might be a mental advantage to juice the lofts a little bit. But I still haven't found a head, like other than the Kirkland head, which is really close. I don't know how much I can actually grind off of them before I start hitting tungsten and whatever the filling is inside the hollow body head. Because the sole, I'm not loving the turf interaction with them. Once I go start playing better golf courses, tighter fairways, firmer fairways, I know for a fact from playing for so long that I am going to really start not liking the turf interaction. So maybe I just go to town with the grinder on this set and see if I screw them up or not. I'm not sure that I can even get enough weight out of the 9-iron and 8-iron to get them exactly balanced the way I want. They're close. They're really, really close. I'm just missing 9-iron, I'd say, is 9, 8 are pretty much perfect. I need to juice the 5-iron and the 4-iron just a little bit because the launch angle is still a little too high, a little too spinny. Shaft, maybe going to a different shaft in the 4 or 5-iron. I think my hybrids I have exactly where I want them. I'll probably switch the shaft out on my 3 hybrid. See if I can get a little bit lower ball flight. 4 hybrid, now that I've cut it down so much, the 4 hybrid is basically standard 6-iron length, which made the ball come out in a much better trajectory, more like my 4-iron, not a normal person's 4-iron, but it's coming out like my 4-iron. So I don't know. I would love to not have to use hybrids, but I think for the way golf courses are playing and how short I'm hitting my driver right now, I think the 3 and 4 hybrid in that 210 and 200 yard area are what I'm going to need. 5-iron at 190, I'm happy there. 6-iron 180, 7 170, 6 160, or 8 160, 9 150, wedge 140. Yo, amateurs. Got to watch 3 chats at once. Welcome in Amateurs Golfing. Amateurs Golfing over on YouTube. He's fairly new to golf. How long have you been playing? How long have you been playing amateurs? Like just over a year? Is that what I remember? But amateurs has got a really good swing for on and off. Oh, on and off since you were 8? I thought you were new to the game. Okay, get better then. Hurry up and get better. When are you taking it serious now? Because I was going to say your swing is way too close to be that new to the game. I know somebody on YouTube I was talking to has only been playing for, I think it was a year back in June. So didn't play in high school, college years at all. Got serious in your 30s. Okay. All right. Yeah. So amateurs is like right on that breaking 80 threshold. Just a few little swing things that everybody struggles with early on. Everybody's taught in the golf swing that they teach you a forward bump. Okay, so you get to the back of your swing, you bump your hips forward. People take that as clearing the hips. I've heard so many people talk about clearing their hips. Broken 80 like 10 times, just not a regular thing. Yeah, with your swing, I feel like 80 should be one of those bad days. All depends on the course you're playing too. That's kind of leads me into my stats part of what I want to talk about today and how the scoring average. So my scoring average is always about 71. I could never get it down to where it needed to be. Like the scoring leaders in the 90s were always 69. David Duval was 69.1 in 99. And the scoring average, Scheffler, Scotty led at 68.131 this year. So scoring average has only come down basically 1 stroke, 4 strokes a week. And then birdie average has gone from 4.2 to 4.7. And Scotty, to me, is David Duval, right? Scotty's having the David Duval stretch. Hopefully he can keep his game sharp a little bit longer than Duval did, but I think those two guys are very, very comparable. When you look at Duval's great season, 69 scoring average, 4.29 birdies, only a 290 driving average. Scotty will be higher than that. John Daly led driving average in 99 at 299. And Aldridge and Rory were 1-2 at 325 and 323. Svensson at 321. So we're talking 25 yards more off the tee. Tour average tour average was 303 this year. So when you've got a tour average that is a 4 yards longer than the top guy in 99, we know that the ball and the driver are where golf has changed. And I knew right when I got that first Pro V1 in my hand in 99, I think it was 99 or 2000 when the first prototype came out. And I was lucky enough to be playing the Tommy Armour Tour where a couple of the guys there were on Titleist staff, and got my hands on some of the very first white boxed Pro V1s. And I was like, oh, this is going to ruin golf. And sure enough, 25 years later, here we are talking about rolling the ball back yet again. Golf courses obviously have got longer. I mean, I played a couple of courses when I was playing in Florida that were 7,000 yards. And I was, top 5 driving distance back then. I was averaging right close to 300 with an old TaylorMade burner driver. And I just got shorter and shorter as the technology got better. I didn't know how to get the power. I didn't know how to lag my swing to create the club head speed. My swing, my distance all came from compression. Keeping the club on the driver longer and having that driver have zero give was how I got my distance. And it's still how I get my distance. Like I'm swinging at 100 miles an hour playing a triple extra stiff shaft. And it's the only way I can keep the ball from torquing weird off the face. So it's driver and shaft right now are going to be I don't want to change my swing because I'm in a really, really, really good spot. I mean, I just shot 29 my last 2 9 holes of the year. I shot 7 under, both 9s to finish off my year, coming off of a 13 under par performance in the closing tournament for 18 holes. It was ridiculous the way I played the last month of the year, and most of it was putting. I about a month ago made the decision to get a little more mechanical with my putting. Everybody's been using alignment aids for ever, right? And I just never felt comfortable taking that much time to line up a logo. And I was always pick a spot, hit your spot with good weight, and make it. But the alignment aid isn't as much for hitting your spot as it is for day in, day out stroke path. Right? It's the same as using alignment aids on the range. Use lemonade, Bella. Yeah, you got it. So yeah, that's why pros still they throw a club or an alignment stick down on the range every single day, because if you do that every single day, your alignment stays good. The human mind, like we get told something by a teacher, a coach, somebody online. Could be a grip change, right? V's to the shoulder, and then you're like, okay, this is where I'm comfortable. I got to go a little bit this way, and then over time we creep and we overdo it. Almost everybody I've ever taught has started to overdo the correction. They overcorrect. And having that daily reminder that, hey, this is where we're set up. And then you know that, okay, was my alignment the reason for the miss, or was it a path issue? And my putting, since taking the time to line up the alignment aid And then the alignment aids on the lab putters. Just grabbed that guy. Got it the way I wanted, but I think I'm the only. I can't find anybody else who is destroying lab putters like I am. This one, I friggin' burned out the weights. Had to take the blowtorch to them to get the weights out of the bottom. So yeah, I'm just voiding warranties and destroying $500 putters like crazy to get them to feel the way I want them to feel. But man, oh man, the custom fitting options on a lab putter are crazy. Like, I'm not sure that I really like lie angle balanced, but I like the alignment and I like the onset and the shaft lean and the angled grip. I do. Amateurs, you were talking about the my flamingo grip. This guy here. I do like the 2-degree angled grip better than a stock grip. So I might pull that shaft and switch it out. I got a what are the stupid expensive shafts that Lab uses? Managed to get one of those that I'm having sent. So it'll go with my pink putter. So yeah, so I made the decision that I'm going to get more mechanical with my putting, get squared up day to day. Hopefully I'll see, a stroke or two. So far, if anyone has seen my my last YouTube video, I was struggling to miss putts. Like I was trying to get a putt to lip out, make a Grant Horvat joke, but I could not get a putt to lip out. Ended up making 3 in a row when I was trying to miss a little downhiller. I wanted to beat it to the hole. Like wanted to hit it, beat it to the hole, all tap and make it, but it just kept going in. And then the one I actually got to miss was super awkward, but it worked. It's funny, that video I thought was my best YouTube short ever and got zero traction. But then I take an iPhone picture of a lab putter on my counter and I get 3 times the views. I wish I knew. It was the same with Fortnite content. I'd work my butt off to make gaming content. Does nothing. Great videos do nothing. And garbage videos get tons of views. It's a bunch of weirdos over on YouTube. Right, amateurs? You guys are all a bunch of weirdos. Anyway, so yeah, equipment, scoring average, driving distance. I should look up the average length of a golf course. Brain rot wins. Yeah, Bella, that is true. Brain rot, just stupid. That's why I'm a little afraid to do an actual teaching content on YouTube. Like, do I spend a whole bunch of time doing a whole series on building a good putting stroke, how to build your game, for consistency under pressure, it would take me a lot of work, and at this point, I don't know if it's worth it. Right down the road, if my YouTube golf starts getting a little bit of traction, like I think it should. Right, I'm not to be overly cocky, but you put me in the Internet Invitational, and I'm doing pretty well. I'm taking the $100,000 playoff hole, and I'm winning it. Right, I'm pretty confident in my golf game that there's only like Wesley, George Bryan. As much as it pains me to say, Luke Kwan might be able to beat me over 72 holes. Maybe. I don't know any other of the full-time YouTube golf creators that could take me in a 72-hole match. Anybody can win over 9 holes, 18 holes, but 72 holes. Wesley's the only guy I know on YouTube that I'd be like, I can't beat him because he knows how to play under pressure. He knows. I mean, he's a PGA Tour player. He's the guy. He is the best thing for YouTube. I hope the Brian Bros keep blowing up because they have a nice, not too serious. Luckily, Wesley's good enough that he doesn't have to be dead serious to play well. George is a little bit dry, but when George is funny, oh my God. He's world class. That video they posted of them playing over in the Asian tour, it was pretty funny watching George's comments on Sunday when Wes was struggling. I wish I kept track of my stats better this year. I know like my driving distance is where I gotta step up, like a 250 carry. Unfortunately, at the club I was playing at this year, literally no roll. Like if I got a yard of roll off my driver, that was a lot of roll. So it was tough for stats that way. That I'm carrying at 250. I can probably get it out there 270 on a normal golf course, normal summer conditions. Driving distance, I mean, I'm there. Driving accuracy, I'm better than I've ever been. Everything else, I think I've got dialed in pretty good. But yeah, that was fun looking through the 99 stats compared to stats today, and to see that drivers are 25, driving distance is up 25 yards. It's absolutely insane. You know, 2 full clubs shorter into any green where they're hitting driver. And not only that, 3 wood average distance off the tee in general. Hybrids are going farther, irons are going farther. So if you're 2 clubs shorter just with driver distance coming into a par 4, par 5, you're then another 2 irons shorter because of all stronger lofts. So now instead of hitting a 7 iron, you're hitting a sand wedge. Like it's It's crazy that the scoring average hasn't gone down. And the courses have gotten harder, but I don't think they've gotten that much harder. I should really look up average length of the course because that would be the only fair comparison. But anyway, so yeah, that's my 2024. I don't know what I'm going to do for 2025. I was going to start the Just Swinging Academy. I'm not sure that's the right move for me right now. I don't know if I want to be teaching full time or whether I want to. I've got the option of getting my amateur status back as long as I don't play a professional event. I can get my amateur status back pretty much any time. That takes teaching off the table, though. And I don't know where that puts me with YouTube golf. I would love to, win an amateur, play the Canadian Amateur that I never did when I had the chance to because I didn't care about amateur golf. I was just playing until I decided to turn pro, and so yeah, I never really got to play amateur golf. So maybe I take a year next year, really concentrate on my game, play amateur golf because amateur golf's cheap. Right? Professional golf, I got to find sponsors. I need to get, obviously, YouTube is going to be the best way to find a club deal or any sponsor opportunities. But then I feel like if I go the YouTube route, I pretty much need to find an agent. And I haven't really looked into how all that is going to work. So I got lots to figure out. I got to meet more people on YouTube that do this and know the whole deal. I know Good's got tons of big business behind them that helped them get going because they were not making it on their own. The other option would be to do some live stream coaching. I want to get Amateur Swing on here one of these days and go over some of the lower body stuff. I'm a big believer in knees. The knees control your golf swing. These people who are trying to fix plane, God, you're just never, ever going to improve if you try to correct swing plane by making your hands do something different. That is just, you'll never play well under pressure, ever. I can say that 100% confidently. If you try to play golf by changing your swing plane with your hands, you are never, ever, ever going to be a good player under pressure. I know a lot of them. I know a lot of people who go out and play for fun. They can beat me. They go out for fun. They can beat me on any given day, but you put them in a tournament and make it matter a little bit. It doesn't even have to be for a bunch of money. They just absolutely collapse and they look like a 20 handicapper. So yeah, the key to golf is your lower body, and nobody talks about it enough. And now you got Scotty Scheffler with one of the worst lower bodies in the history of golf making it work. That swing, man, yikes. But he makes it work. A lot of work to make it work. And that's the thing is I don't want to work. My body physically can't sit on the range and hit a bunch of balls with all the inflammatory things I got going on. I'm trying to get it under control with diet, medication, so that I don't have so much joint inflammation, but the arthritis is not going to go away. Right? My arthritis is not getting better anytime soon. So I need to build a golf game that is simple. And that's what I did this year. I did a I'm really proud of what I did after only 6 months back, making my whole game work the same. I've never had my whole game. I've never had driver through the lob wedge, swinging it the same exact swing thought, what feels to me to be the same tempo, and then just building my equipment to give me a little more kick here, a little more push there, and fine tune it with equipment. And it's nice in this day and age with the equipment, you can do so much more than I was able to do with my old Mizuno MP29s. There was only so much you could move weight around, and shaft options now with graphite. How many people here use graphite versus steel in your irons? I don't think I'll ever go back to steel. I think the ability to control kick point with graphite, hopefully companies jump on board to what, I'm just hoping I can find a company that I can have a little bit of input with. I want someone I can go to a company and say, okay, I want 4-iron to 8-iron at 38 inches. I want the kick point on my 4-iron to be 6 inches higher than my 6-iron. I want the shaft to be like 60 to 80 cycles softer. But I want the torque to be exactly the same. And it's been really cool playing with a couple of different graphite shafts this year to see that going to a little bit higher torque has made my toe misses much better. Whereas I always thought it was going to be the other way around. Going to a flatter driver face, less bulge and roll in the driver face has really helped. A little bit shorter shaft in my driver has really helped. So that's been really good. All right, YouTube. You guys watching the Internet Invitational? 48 YouTube golfers. I can't even believe it was 48 golfers. It was sad to have Beef pass away a couple days before the Internet Invitational was released. So it's been a little emotional watching the Internet Invitational. I wish they have edited it a little better. The cold cuts at the end don't really hype it up as much as I think they could. But yeah, so far Internet Invitational has been doing pretty well. I think they're at, what the heck were the views at? 5.3 million views on day one, when good old Luke Kwan slept in. I would not trust Luke Kwan. I would not rely on Luke Kwan for anything. Right off the very first video I ever saw him in, I think was with the Bryan Bros, and I'm like, oh, this guy seems unreliable. I see why his pro career didn't really go too far. Bob Does Sports. Internet Invitational has kind of introduced them to me. It's funny that they've become basically just golf. Like, obviously, you name your channel Bob Does Sports. They weren't planning on being a golf only channel, but here they are. Bob doing golf. Bob does golf. Yeah, so that kind of wraps up any of the points I was going to talk about today. If you guys don't have any questions or thoughts on YouTube golf in general, the Internet Invitational, whether you would play, if you were me, would you play a limited schedule of professional events, or would you play a bigger schedule of amateur events? I got to make that decision here in the next month or two. I don't think I'm going to get any great professional opportunities in the next year, so I feel like going the amateur route is probably the right play to just kind of get my name back out there and have some fun, get the reps in, see how my body holds up, see how the shoulders, hips, everything holds up, get my gear right. Last night I was on a deep dive trying to find a player's cavity back, something that could. Amateur sounds better to you, Bella? Yeah, I think it's the right move at this point. I'll definitely have to listen to all the oh yeah, he used to be a pro crap, but I haven't touched a club in 15 years, so anybody who is saying, "Oh, he used to be a pro," he shouldn't be playing amateur stuff. I'm just going to have to know that I'm going to be dealing with that, and everything I've done my whole life has been everybody's always made an excuse for me doing well. I guess that's just how people are. You know, I've always had to hear people get talked up about who aren't playing as well as I played. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not a likable person, I guess. Just such an ass. But anyway, all right, guys. Looks like nobody really wants to talk golf stats. So we'll just keep doing this every Wednesday, 12 o'clock. We will do a golf talk live. So you guys get your golf questions together. If you want me to look at your swing live, this will be the segment to do it. So I am going to you can email me your swings, clips of your swings from front or back. Front and back would be ideal, but just swingitgolf@gmail.com. That is where you'll be emailing anything that you want me to look at live and give a, you know, whether it's a great shot, terrible shot. We can look at it, go over some of the the things you're doing really well and the things that you need to work on, things that I would work on if I were you, and just talk about golf. I'm also going to open up the Discord. I've got a setup here that I can bring guests on live. So when you guys want to, all you have to do is share your Discord video with me, and I'll have it plugged into the stream so that we can have an actual conversation. I'll see what kind of guests I can muster up. Hopefully down the road, we'll find a few people that want to come and talk to a washed up golf pro, talk golf, because I think I know golf pretty well. It is the one thing that I am confident that I can have a good conversation with just about anybody on. All right, well, if that is it, and we got nothing else, Bella over on Twitch, whoever else is hanging out on Twitch, appreciate you guys hanging out. Looks like YouTube has packed it in. ADD is kicked in. Podcast route might be good. Yeah, I struggled with it, right? I was going to do a podcast. That was going to be my thing. Then I'm like, everybody's got a podcast. Every podcast fails after the average of 7 episodes. Even some great podcasts that I started watching made it like 6, 7 episodes. And then they're like, well, we got nothing to talk about. And they fall off. And it's a lot of work to do a podcast with minimum gain. So, yeah, podcast-ish route. But I definitely don't want to label it as a podcast. I want to just stick to like a golf, like the Golf Channel always had Golf Talk Live, which had a guest on. Once in a while, they'd take phone calls, and kind of recap current events and stuff. So I think that's what we'll do every week. We'll just recap. We got PGA Tour events coming up this week. We got the Worldwide Technology Championship starting tomorrow in Mexico. The next week we got the Bermuda Championship, which has turned into a pretty good event. So yeah, we'll probably look at winners and stuff from this week. Next week we'll talk more equipment. All the new equipment stuff should be starting to roll out. A few new drivers have surfaced. So we will watch those and we'll just talk about golf. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you soon. Bye.